today on reopening schools. But I have an amazing guest. Lindsey. I've known her for quite some time, and I have to tell you, Lindsey Burke, I'm going to let you know what her title is, because then you can see just why I'm so excited about her being here. She is the director for the Center for Education Policy and Will Skillman Fellow in Education Policy at the Heritage Foundation. She researches and writes on federal and state education issues. A long record right here in Washington, D.C. Everyone knows her that works anywhere near education policy, and she's always been such an advocate for parents and teachers. And I'm very excited for you to join me today. And you might even make it to our Rebel panel. Some of your colleagues at Heritage try, but we will see how that works out. But I'm going to start with you, because I know the gentlemen have a lot to say on this issue too, because both are so amazingly thoughtful in areas of education. In fact, some don't know that Dr. Allen is a professor. He's been a professor, learned and doctorate for quite some time. But you did this column on the pandemic pods. The pandemic pods. What is happening is all of K through 12 education is reshaping. And I want you to talk a little bit about that, because we have a big concern right now. Politics is getting in the way of reopening schools, and then we have situations where millions of parents are extremely concerned. Tell us a little bit about what you're finding, why you're so excited.
I'm so excited.
I know. It is a good idea.
Well, and this is, what is a pandemic pod, right? Yeah. What a crazy idea. Yeah. And this is something that has all of a sudden popped up over the past week. We have really seen it start to proliferate. And these are families that, you're right, it's dire circumstances, right? Schools aren't reopening across the country. They're trying to figure out what they're going to do in the next few weeks. School starts in a matter of weeks, hypothetically. And so families are getting together, they're banding together within their neighborhoods. They're basically co-quarantining groups of kids in their neighborhoods, and then hiring a teacher and bringing that teacher in to basically co-quarantine with their co-quarantine children and provide instruction that way. They're paying out of pocket directly to that teacher.
$500, I think.
Exactly. It ranges, but $500 is what we've seen in the area, at least, and that's per month, per kid that they're paying. So certainly, policy is going to catch up eventually, I think, with this. We need to make sure that low-income families in particular can participate in this pandemic pod proliferation that we're seeing.
But, it's interesting, because your column that's up on the Daily Signal talks about how, while it's costing the parent $500 per student, the teacher says, yeah, I'm making more money than I make as a teacher. Amazing. And then yet we're looking at the kind of investments that we make per student in the classrooms of the public schools. Dr.